Hi everyone. How you doing? How's your sapphic Sunday going? It is sapphic Sunday time, and you know we're gonna play some first snow, twofold first snow, because we finished twofold last week, and again this is totally the correct order to play these games. Yes. Hi Possum. Good morning, evening, everything between. How you doing? It is first snow time. It's first snow. We saw the end of Allison. We saw the end of Allison's story last week. Yes. Good morning, everything between. Hi. Oh god, my thing is overflowing. How you doing? How's your day been? Oh, my drink is overflowing. Oh no, my drink. It's on the table. Oh no. It's all on the table. Oh dear. Oh dear, Christmas. Oh dear. Oh dear, mine. Overflowing. I thought it'd be nice to have some hot chocolate for first snow. Hi, hello. Just says cry Ohio. I also like I didn't pick up the other thing, the other greeting I was saying multiple times a second ago. I said like 2 times at least. The other greeting I stole. You did? At least I have some hot chocolate again. My iconic trademark. 2 to 3 scoops of hot chocolate mix. In boiling water. Plus, I add boiling water. 2 squares of dark chocolate and a candy cane. Why not 1? Because heating up milk is too difficult. Heating up milk is too difficult, you know? Too annoying. It's too much hassle. It never heats up evenly in a microwave, and it's too much work to do it in a stove. Thank you for the hydrate. But yes, it is Sapphic Sunday, and it is first snow time. I'm excited. I've heard some good things about first snow. I've seen Allison be happy. I hear I hear Allison's gonna go fall in love. I hear Allison gonna find love with a certain blonde lady. Very exciting. Why is my chat weirdly sized? Why is this chat so weirdly cropped? Why are you cropped weirdly? What's up with that? Yes, Sapphics are winning. That's the extra menu. We got 3 acts. We got a jukebox. Nothing playing. We got a gallery. Of just this. Of just a balcony. Yes, the best. A good little thing. And I think, is there also one for these? There isn't. Okay. Then I realized, I didn't do one playing twofold. I forgot to read, twofold's actual, little character bios. I read the, Perfect Circle ones, but I didn't realize at the time that the twofold had their own bios as well, so yeah. Just remember that Caps and Thea had to, you know, had to drag Mari to the voice menu. It was a time just remembering that. But yes, let's start the game. Let's see, what was her voice again? The first snow of the year should be a comfortable sight, yet this carries a different feeling. when so far from home. Winter's always been my favorite time of year, but the joy of warm fires and upcoming holidays is missing. There's only a month left to go until the season begins in earnest, but I can't feel any of the usual excitement. Oh god, that is not going well. My throat has said no. That's not gonna work for you. Bruh. I love when it does that. I love when it's like, oh yes. You wanna try this voice? Fuck no. You ain't doing that shit. The coming winter will be the first I've spent away from my family after all. It's just me now, standing alone on a concrete balcony and looking out into the gray sky.
Hey, Allison! Aren't classes soon?
A wind's barking from down below breaks me out of my thoughts. Her familiar figure, clad in leather, stares up. Snow heaped in the rusted shovel in her hands. Oh, we got bass, we got gun, we got I can't read that. I don't know what the last one says. Oh well. Looks like the heating's died again. The inside of the apartment no warmer than outside. This new home might be a little shabby, but at least it's ours. A quick glance on my phone as I walk to get my coat and bag confirms her to be right. The morning's message from a friend still showing on the screen. The idea of big news at this of all times fills me with worry. I'm already too busy just trying to keep up with my new life. I can't read. New big news, Allie. Yay. Tell you later in bio. Yay. It's that's Caprice. I was like, that's nice cat. That's an otter. This is Cap Ray Shorten. Hello, Cap Ray Shorten. With winter marching on, I quickly slipped the phone back into my coat and set off for the stairs. I shouldn't have a problem making it to class if I keep a good pace. Cap Ray Shorten. Hello. Snow removing. Great sound cue. Snow removing. Thank you. Thank you. The shoveling woman is still working away her efforts. Her efforts obvious to see. The snowfall has been impressive for a single night, but a good amount has already been cleared. Her heavy breathing easily visible in the cold air. Keeping a brisk pace as much to get to my classes on time as it is to try and warm myself up. I try to wave a quick goodbye. It's obvious she won't let me go without giving her 2 cents. As she puts her shovel against the wall and takes a good stretch.
Morning, Rose. Working hard already?
Hey, someone's gotta do it. Not like those useless lumps will.
You flipped. She flipped her lid. She's gonna flip her lid. Rose jerks her head towards the apartment. Sharply wrong, but her usual tactlessness is on full display. I can't read.
You all bundled up? Looks like winter's coming early going by the paper.
I'll be fine, don't worry.
Just take it easy on the way there, right?
I will.
A weak smile is her response as I start off down the road. She knows that I'm right. This is hardly the first exchange we've had like this. Every other morning, Rose comes up with something or another to definitely not be concerned about. I don't mind, though. That kindness is one of her better traits. The weather's been getting steadily colder for a while now. A few workers braving the morning chill are slowly making their way down to the bus station for work. Those staying behind, grumbling as they shovel snow from the roofs of the cars in their driveways. There aren't many students down this way as I walk, however. Student accommodation fills up fast, and the nearby apartments were all rented out soon after that. Thank goodness for a family friend offering to let me live with them. Helpful as Rose may be, there's still some sense of being a foreigner. It's only been 2 months since I moved and started classes at college. My circle of high school friends and boisterous family home turning overnight to a cramped apartment shared between Rose and I. Ah, yes. The front gates. It's like I was here last week. As the school buildings come into view, I join the tired masses straggling to the gates towards their classes. As much as I might worry, I know I'm not alone. I'm sure many of the students around me right now are going through exactly the same thing. It's only now that I realize I haven't had my usual morning coffee back at the apartment to wake myself up. With little time before biology class starts, I'll have to content myself with a quick can of soda from the vending machine. From a nice drink, perhaps? A nice drink from your vending machine? Heading over to the Union Building on the way to class, the morning chill is driven away, the usual gaggle of those sitting at the stairs and blocking the entrance. Rub my hands together to summon some warmth. Head on in. Drink! A nice cold can of drink. I love my nice cold can of drink. As opposed to drink after dark. With the heating being cranked right up, you could almost forget it's winter outside. My relief doesn't last long, however. Let me drink! My early step stops as a deafening clatter comes from ahead. It hurt. Possum, look.
My greatest love.
A couple walking arm in arm skirt around the edge of the room, doing their best to not draw the attention of a blonde woman nearby. She's grumbling loudly before deliberately delivering another kick to the poor, abused vending machine in front of her. Drink. I hate situations like these. Either I do nothing or feel bad for not helping, or step in and deal with the stress that comes with confronting someone involved. As I try to work myself out of this, my heart freezes as the woman locks eyes with me. I must make for a pitiable sight with my hands raised defensively in front of me, her rage calming as she stutters for staring daggers at the machine. Resigned to my fate, I reluctantly shuffle towards her as my heart beats wildly. As I do, her dour look is only made all the more intimidating from the bags under her eyes. Hello.
Is something wrong?
Hello. Hello.
My greatest love.
Stupid thing ate my money. No can or change at all. Threw $5 in there too.
Damn.
The vending machine here messes up sometimes. It's usually better to go through to the cafeteria for drinks.
They should fix it then.
Recounting the events only serves to stir up her annoyance, and with her foot being jammed into the accused. The horrible noise makes me cringe again, and I'm starting to worry she'll hurt herself as much as the machine itself.
Don't kick it again!
Why not? Thing's already broken, isn't it?
I want to say that I'd rather not get in trouble with the staff, but I get the feeling that wouldn't faze her. Using my options as quickly as I can, there's only one solution I can think of that might slow her down. I probably shouldn't, but if nobody's paying much attention...
Which drink did you want?
She gives me a curious look after I manage to squeak the words out, but actually points.
I was just grabbing a lemonade on the way out.
Could you turn around for a moment?
With great reluctance, she turns away as I ask. I doubt she would work out what I'm doing, but oh yeah, you can lockpick. I forgot she can lockpick. I had forgotten that she can lockpick. But it's better to be safe than sorry. Closing my eyes and silently mouthing the right sequence to make sure I don't mess it up, I go about with my business. With any luck, the software inside hasn't been updated since I last tested this. Oh, never mind, she's doing things. She's not lockpicking, she's doing other, she's coding. She's poking numbers. A long sigh of relief passes my lips as the vending machine rattles away loudly, dumping a can into a small opening. Holding the can before the blonde woman's face as she turns around my reward is a somewhat impressed expression as she takes the item. Now that she has her drink, and had a chance to get her frustration out of her system, she seems to be calming a little. Her height doesn't help her look any less intimidating though. With that, I consider the matter settled as I nod and begin to walk away. Only as I leave do I realize my heart's racing after having to do with her.
Hey, wait up!
Reaching from my instinctual response, I pretend not to hear her as I skitter away and disappear back through the entrance. Goodbye. The ground hits me with a wall as I leave the front door. Move through the door, not the front door. I hardly mind giving a sigh of steady myself as I head towards classes. I only remember now that I intended to grab a drink myself, but fiddling with the machines probably made me too late. The empty campus grounds make me nervous, making me take my phone in hand to check the time. A quick glance is all is needed to send me dashing towards the science building. Whee! Whee! I'm gone. It's going to be one of those days. You know, where you can't wake up, and then everything is fucked. Oh, she's naked! Her head is naked! Oh no! Her head is naked! Ah! 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 Cursed! Panting from running, I stagger into the bio class, with as much composure as I can muster. The sight seems to make a pitiable impression on the professor, who merely nods for me to take a seat. Settling my bag next to me, I quickly take the seat next to my now familiar figure. Cap Rice Shorten. A diminutive Cap Rice shoots a grin and I wave as I sit, earning a smile in return. It's nice to see a friendly face. As the professor gets back to lecturing, I grab my still pristine not a pristine book, but a pristine book is such a waste. My still pristine textbook from my bag. Looking through the bookmark I'd added for where we currently are. Movement from the corner of my eye takes my attention. A ripped piece of sketch pad sliding before me. Oh no! Oh no, your perfect attendance record! What happened? Her writing is surrounded by various doodles and scribbles around on the page. I should pay attention to the class, but it isn't that easy to wave Caprice off. Then again, this is largely reviewing what we were covered in high school right now. It probably wouldn't hurt to chat with her a bit. Whoa! I was reading that. I was reading that. Got held up with someone. Whee! I read a brief reply and a little accompanying drawing before sliding it back over. A quick look at the professor makes sure the coast is clear as he drones on. With it. Caprice's reply at the page is passed back. We see grimace. I should have expected that. I almost replied before noticing the professor casting a knowing glance my way as he continues with his teaching. He knew what we were doing, didn't he? Thinking better of it, I took the paper beneath my textbook and started listening properly. I don't need to look at Caprice to know her reaction. Hi, Bolivia. Welcome, welcome. I hardly think worse of her for it, though. Swapping doodles, Twitch being dumb. Hell yeah, we love Twitch being dumb. We love when it's being dumb. It's great. It's a great thing. I hardly think worse of her though. Swapping doodles during these classes was how she broke the ice with me when I was just another lonely freshman student. A shy one at that. Given we're still friends, I suppose it worked. Hello, indeed. Seeking a glance back at the page beneath my book reminds me how well the mercurial girl can draw, at least compared to me. She mentioned one time that she's also taking art classes, which must be paying off. Before I know it, the class starts winding up. The other students begin to get distracted as time goes on. The professor soon started to wrap things up in response. No sooner do the words come from his mouth as the class is over does the loud clattering of people packing books and pens in their bags and backpacks begin. Caprice wastes no time in talking as the two of us do the same.
I was worried you were sick today, Allie.
It was only a couple of minutes.
For you, that's a lot.
Please, Caprice. Caprice, please put a hat on. Please put a hat on. Please, Caprice. It's cursed. She has a point. It's likely I was more concerned about this than a teacher. After near perfect attendance. After near perfect attendance through high school, though, the last thing I want is to set a bad expectation from the staff here.
Setting that aside, I'm not sure the professor really likes us passing notes to each other in class.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's cool. We've talked.
Huh?
Well, if you're sure, I do like seeing your drawings.
Aw, and I like seeing yours. I'm glad you're here today, actually. I've been thinking, and I need your help with something.
I wonder what that something is.
We're making an art club.
Wow, an art club? Oh, who would have thought?
But there's already an art... Wait, why is there a we there? How am I part of this?
You just are, you know? You just are part of the art club. And you can't do much about it. You just are part of it.
You're a founding member, of course.
Why do I get the feeling Caprice has been mulling this over her head again for ages? The new art club. Get wrapped up in Caprice's enthusiasm. Who the fuck is this on there? Who is this on the wish list? Why is this on someone's wish list? Why is this free game on someone's Steam wish list? Confusion. Bizarre. I feel like it's been there for a while though. Usually I just add the game to my library if it's a free game and I'm interested in playing it later. I just add it to my library. Not to download it, it's in my library. It's to be there if I need it later. It's a free game and it's in my library. You know? Like, how long has it been there? That's our question. It's not doing much of a reminder to get back to it if it's just sitting there doing nothing. Collecting dust. Why did the feeling like Priestess Millen is over for her head for ages? Plans seem to already be in motion for her, and I'm not sure what choice I have left in this. I'm left to mull things over as I take my coat from the back of my seat and slip it on. The two of us taking our bags, joining the others, and heading out into the hallway. I hadn't even considered joining a club, let alone starting one, up with all the work that it entail. Oh, that's not voiced. I can, but I have my schoolwork to concentrate on, you know. Getting a scholarship wasn't easy, and I'd rather not waste it. Right. You were majoring in chemistry, weren't you? I give a nod, albeit a slightly guilty one. Not that I dare have told my family, but I only picked chemistry because I happened to be good at it. Like most things in life, I just went with the default option before me. At least Cat Race seems to have moved on from being a part of this. I have enough going on in my life between moving to a new home and studying from college to think about spending time in a club and things. I'm surprised you're taking biology classes, to be honest. Aren't you more into art? It's hard to pick a favorite. But right now, bio is just the entry-level stuff. It's so boring, right? I talked to the professor, though, and we're getting into some marine life chapters soon. Yes. Marine biologist, Cap Rice Shorten. That seems very specific.
Yeah!
It's the most interesting part. I gotta focus hard when it gets there. I plan on making it my major. So even a free spirit like Cap Rice has something she's working towards. It seems I can't get away from how much of a mess my life is, with no idea what I want to do for a career. The two of us head outside with our next classes in other buildings. As we do, I look about warily as the students from other classes pass by. I'd rather not bump into that angry woman again. Oh, I was like, really that's really one save slot? That's really ambitious of you. That's really ambitious to only have one save slot. It just expands, I see. Who are we hanging up with anyway? Bump into a friend? That would require there to be another beyond her in the first place. She's about the last person I'd call a friend. Kind of scary, actually. She might have been asking out of small talk before, but now I have her full attention. With reluctance, I think back to the event. Not sure if you'd know her. Tall, blonde, green eyes, very sharp. Very sharp look, with high boots. Kinda pretty. Now that I have time to think it through, she was quite beautiful. In more than her body, too. I liked her sense of fashion. I think I know who you're talking about, actually.
Huh?
You do? She's right behind you. Yep. Our other founding member. She hasn't dropped the idea of me joining at all, and Now wants her, of all people, to be part of this. My reaction to this news apparently shows on my face. If we're thinking of the same person, I've seen her around, and I've heard some things. She floats around the art department a lot, so the other art club tried to grab her. She didn't even pretend to consider it. Just told them to get lost. Which means she's still free. If she already rejected one club, why would she join another?
Exactly.
Because it's led by me, of course! I just sigh. I need to get my next I need to get to my next class. Being late for one today is already too much. Resigned to my fate, I wave goodbye and start to head off. Not much more than a couple of seconds later, I hear her calling up behind me. Before you go! Meet me on the second floor of the art building after class, okay? We need to get started on finding a cup room and stuff. As you lockpick into the room. Or we don't lockpick into the room because Eileen has the keys. Looks like I'm going to be a part of the scheme whether I like it or not. Dealing with that woman again makes me shudder. But she'll surely just reject Caprice and that'd be that. It would be that. If only. Walking through the halls at these hours is a wholly different experience to the normal hustle and bustle. Where students gossiped in the hallways, organized dates, and hurried between classes with arms full of overpriced textbooks, there's now a sweet silence. All to be seen at this hour is the odd struggler thinking more about dinner than schoolwork. Well, them and the Christmas decorations, I get the feeling that the arts of and humanities staff take some enjoyment out of getting ready for the occasion. Much like the school itself, the decorations look a bit ragged, probably hauled out every year for decades. With little to do until Caprice shows up, exploring the arts building and peering into this classroom or that winds up passing the time. Hello, writing club room. Head up the stairs, I take my time strolling through the halls. Everything is bathed in the orange of the sunset. The quiet of the halls giving the building a serene atmosphere. It's calming after the day's events. It isn't until a good few minutes pass that I find the first thing of much interest. A single room with the door left open. With curiosity getting the better of me, I stroll up to the hallway and gingerly step inside. At least I can close the door for them. Hello. This is not the right club. This is the room. Curiosity? Curiosity?
Great job, buddy.
With only a handful of chairs already set against the table, I'd think the room unused, if not for the paints, papers, and sketchbooks strewn across the tops of the cupboards. If Caprice wanted a club room, this would be as good as any. This isn't where the club room door was last time. As I peer out, the sight of one particular canvas amidst it all catches my attention. The painting of a woman standing in water, sitting drying on the easel, the painter's utensils still lying around. Stepping up to look at it, I'm surprised by how old-fashioned it is. Like the kind of oil painting that would be drawn a century or so ago. Every brushstroke and line has depth to it. The painter's every movement clearly visible. I find myself struck by its beauty. Time slipping by me as I stare. Her soft-looking skin and flowing locks of hair are enough to make me wistfully sigh. Her face telling me of her free spirit. It's beautiful. My thoughts are suddenly interrupted by the creaking of a door opening further, causing me to whip around in fright. The particular person standing in the doorway looks straight at me, does nothing to settle my racing heart. Much less the fact that I'm not even supposed to be in here. Sorry, I mean... I quickly try to stammer out something, but the words keep catching in my throat. Oh, it's... Vending machine girl. Allison!
Hi?
Allison... Merlot. Sorry. So you do have a name. I'm Eileen Turner, for what it's worth. I quickly nod for all my nervousness about being somewhere I shouldn't. Eileen doesn't actually seem to care that much. In fact, she almost looks bored. If this room's used by a bunch of people, there's a good chance she might not know I'm an intruder. Well, I'm going to close the place up. If you want anything, you should grab it. Not that I can think of anything here. The cold edge in your voice freezes my entire body.
Wait!
I mean, I can explain. Eileen narrows her eyes and crosses her arms, waiting for my response. A response which is interrupted by a familiar voice booming from the entrance.
Allie!
Hey, Allie! I don't think I have ever been so glad to see Caprice, given this art club business was her idea. It's for the best, she explains it all. Eileen doesn't look impressed as Caprice skips into the room, looking this way or that, like a tourist. Good news, you already found us! A room! This worked perfectly! So Caprice got herself a new goon. I wish I was surprised.
Yeah!
Yep! You're not supposed to like... You're not supposed to agree with that. And what do you want this room for, pray tell? Well... The current art club is awful, I'm sure you know. So instead of dealing with them, we're going to form our own. And it looks like you and Ellie just have found us our club room. I see what happened here now, Caprice. I see what happened here now. Caprice engineered the situation so we'd all be here together. This isn't a very subtle scheme, but that's all the more reason for her to have come up with it. I try my best to backpedal in a way that doesn't upset either. I just thought we'd draw a bit. Didn't mean to intrude.
Seriously?
I got permission to use this room to practice my painting. Not for some dumb club.
Cool!
Sorry, but it's 2-1. Majority rule. I didn't say anything about a club. Well, too bad. This is a dictatorship. Eileen stands her ground, staring down her opponent as I try my best to stay well out of their argument. Her resolve doesn't last long, though. Realizing the futility of it, she eventually heaves a sigh at Caprice's antics. I can't say I would boldly blame her. I just want to work in peace. This isn't much to ask.
Come on!
But I'm not going to get anything more done today anyway. Eileen turns to me after picking up her coat from my desk and pulling her scarf around her rather pointedly being finished with Caprice.
Bye.
See you around, I guess. Yeah. I had a loss for how I'm supposed to respond to such an enthusiastic tone. I'm left standing silently by a frustrated Eileen throwing her backpack over her shoulder. and strides out. Reese just smiles and shrugs as she looks back at me. The argument they had just moments ago flowing off her like water on a duck's back. Let me just save real quick. And throw water at my face. I need to water my face again. Look. I woke up a little bit earlier today than usual because I was awoken by Team Gay playing Gartic Phone on my phone, and they were being very loud. Hi, Umber. Hi, welcome. Very appointed. I'm talking about your gen mate, Mari. Welcome, Umber. How are you doing? You joined just in time for me to talk about your gen mate. Smash. Shout out. Welcome. What were you doing? What were you doing? Twitch, tell me what they were doing. What was Final Fantasy 14? Lovely. Sorry, hi, welcome, hi, I'm tired. Hi, Papaya, I'm Sisma, you dream of growing nightmares or dreams. Why is that? Why is your dreams your nightmares? It's weird. I can't play that game. I ain't got storage on my laptop. But hi, Papaya. Umber, welcome. Hope your stream went well. Hope you, I assume you did probably some, like, raids or something. I don't know what you do in Final Fantasy 14. There's, like, raids, I think. There's, like, stuff. People roleplay. I have seen a whole video of someone playing playing Final Fantasy 14, and they're just playing the Bachelorette. They were just playing the Bachelorette in Final Fantasy. That's a whole other video I watched because why not? But hi, welcome. Yes. As I was saying, I was awoken many 2 hours earlier than usual by Team Gay yelling about Team Gay and Tomo yelling about Gartic Phone, and I was like, yes, I didn't miss the end of the stream yet. I will suffer for this later, but I will watch the rest of the stream. So I watched for the rest of the stream until it ended. I was sad. It ended. It was a great adventure. It was very good. I want to play Gartic Phone. I wanted to play Gartic Phone with them, but sadly it is closed lobby for safety. Understandable. Gartic Phone fog. Pats me on the head. Anyways, hi Umber, welcome. I was woefully woken up early by Mari in Team Game, yes. Lovely. It was 8 AM for me, but like I also went to sleep at 3 AM, so I had 5 hours of sleep, 5.5 hours of sleep, approximately. So it was great, you know, and then I'm slowly falling asleep right now. Slowly trying not to die as I play Twofold. And have hot chocolate. Not Twofold, first snow. Twofold, first snow. Yes. Scratch thinking, possum. Have you folded the twos yet, Umber? Because if not, you should play it.
Yes.
Play Twofold. Do it.
Foolish and weak. And
Play
maybe you're
Twofold.
right.
It's good.
Maybe that's all I am.
It is a good game. You should play 2 full. Do it. Go do that, Umber. Go support Elon and Theo and Caps, and I only know those people. I don't know the rest of the people on the team. Ah, for shame. Truly a shame. In the meantime, you got let's see. What are we feeling today? Let's see. One of these, maybe?
You were keeping busy?
Yeah, that's what we're feeling today. That's what we're feeling today. Well, that's how it is. I feel like I got dragged into something.
Let's go, lesbians, let's go! Let's go, lesbians, let's go!
Indeed, let's go, lesbians, let's go. I didn't really think that'd work, but it was a try. She's not listening to me at all. Am I really just an instrument to try and win this argument between them? No, I can't think that. Caprice is forceful, but she means well. If this did end up being at a club, I'd probably enjoy it. Caprice certainly wouldn't make it dull, and I think if Eileen got to know her, she'd be nicer to me. But I don't want to risk Eileen getting even more annoyed with me. It feels like I've been left to hunker down in a foxhole in a no man's land, and all I can do right now is hold my helmet on tight. As the orange of the sunset starts to wane outside, it becomes obvious that nothing more is going to be done today, just as Eileen said.
Take care.
I'd better get home. It's getting late. See you tomorrow.
Catch you later.
See ya! If you want to draw, feel free to drop by the new club room. Precisely none of what Eileen said penetrated, did it? I just give a weak smile as I wave and take my bag, idly wondering if Rose will be cooking something for dinner, or bring home takeout. It's something more hardening to think about that today's efforts anyway. Heartening. That's the word, heartening. As I collapse onto the couch and settle into the deafening sound of silence rushing in, the odd passing car from the street below the apartment only highlights the quiet of the room. Plucking my phone from my pocket after dropping my bag on the cushion beside me, I take a quick note of the time. I guess Rose got stuck in traffic. An annoying train of thought starts up again once again as I put it away. Well, that's crept up on me occasionally ever since moving out. Just waiting for when nothing's around to distract me. I can cope with the schoolwork easily enough. It's mostly just review right now. People like Caprice might be a handful, but they do liven up the day's routine. It's a fair distance to campus from here, but the walk helps keep me fit. The silence that I can't deal with. Grabbing the remote and flicking on the television at least provides some background noise, but it's no replacement for the sounds of home. There's no mother busying herself over the cooking pot to welcome me home and ask how my day was. No excitable older brothers fighting about this silly thing or that. No father for me to happily see come home for work. It's just me now. My fingers roll over the screen in thought as it brings up the lock screen mindlessly, tracing out the cracks. In the bottom corner, I could easily call them right now. My mom and dad both made it clear I could ring them anytime at all. But as I stare at the screen, a deep apathy strikes me. Before college, I thought that with my family and old friends just a phone call away, nothing would feel all that different. Maybe I just couldn't admit to myself that how big of a change this would be. Admitting defeat, the phone ends up on the couch beside me as I watch television. The news is interesting today, so at least it's some distraction from all of this. Just when I thought I'd finally found a friend or two in college, it ends up being a mess. Why do people have to be so complicated? Sorry, let's check something real quick. Only check a thing real quick. Ugh. Stupid brain. Waking up early for garlic phone to watch garlic clove. Ugh. I regret my life choices, but also I don't regret them that much because I Mari's Pog. I enjoy watching Mari Pog. You must be awake for the Lebsians. I'm trying my hardest. It's so nice to just close my eyes and relax. It's enough to sit here doing nothing. Why am I taking my fucking cup to the washroom? Oh my god! I pictured my goddamn mug of hot chocolate and just started walking away. I was like, wait, no. I'm going to the wash and the splash of water on my face. Why am I taking this with me? Stop it. Stop. Stop it. Bad. 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 Don't do that. That's not how you don't bring your fucking hot chocolate to the washroom. What am I doing? Weird. Why do you keep doing this? Why does he keep hunting chat? No. I'm not. You want me to stop playing? You want me to stop playing this and sleep? Hell no. Hell no, I ain't doing that. Finally, it's fixed. There you go. Did I lose a streak? Anyway, still got the streak. Pog. As the door behind me opens, I close my thoughts on the subject. There's no point in mulling things over any further. Act 1. Pretty art. Cap Rice with an otter. Act 1. Art matters. Painting! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sound cue. painting. You can't even see the sound cue, but there's a sound cue that just says painting. There's a sound cue that just says painting. The Saturday's morning air is brisk as I stagger back from the supermarket. Hands full of bags. The apartment itself may be nothing to write home about, but it's certainly in a good location. Product. I love product. Do you love product? Because I sure love product. Product is my favorite product. Product is my favorite product. I am messing around with looking at someone's stream. I love product. I still don't feel like I've been pulling my weight when it comes to daily life with Rose. But at least I can help with errands like groceries. Her attempts to teach me handiwork skills have been less successful. Even this much has been a learning experience. My parents usually doing the shopping back when I lived with them. That's a good level. Reaching the apartment, I find Rose crouching outside and working on her motorbike. She looks perfectly content as she whiles away her time with tools spread around her as of a child happily playing with their favorite toys.
Hey.
Working on the bike again?
Hey!
Oh yeah! Oh hey! That was quick! I forgot what her voice was like. Body prod.
Hey, this is Rose speaking. Hey, this is Rose speaking.
Got it. Got it. I know what her voice sounds like now. And then double checking Allison's again.
Hello?
She levers herself up with a grunt before pulling back the edge of one bag with the finger to peer in, then another. I'm a little worried she checks over my work. Having to hold my breath as she isn't exactly helping. I'm still not used to the acrid? Acrid. Having an irritatingly strong or unpleasant taste or smell. The acrid smell of her smoking, but maybe that's a good thing. Good work. Everything we needed and no weird impulse buys. Do we need more window cleaner though? You said to grab necessities if they're on sale. And don't spoil, right?
Uh-huh.
You're learning. Could you help me down here once you've put everything away? I need another set of hands. Without anything in particular planned for today, I agree. Before heading back inside. The rickety stairs creak as I slowly head up with groceries in hands, fumbling with the door handle. My arms are thankful for the relief once I managed to drop the bags in the apartment after opening the door. Opening the fridge, I get to work stuffing in the frozen and cold items first. Next, I open the cabinet doors and start ladling in the cans and boxes. As the empty shelves fill, I get nods of satisfaction from caring for myself. Living as an adult is busy work, but it's rewarding on its own. There's an odd and unexpected feeling of accomplishment from doing even simple tasks I'm sure I'll wear off in time, but I'm holding on to it for now. With the job done, I close the cabinet and get back up to look around the room. The apartment is barely any warmer inside than out. I suppose there are downsides as well as upsides. Putting it out of mind as best I can, I head back down to Rose. Sitting back outside and closing the door behind me, familiar clangs and bangs carry in the air as Rose still works away. Pass her egg, would you? I quickly take a seat near her on a patch clear of snow, grabbing one of the torn-up pieces and of old torn up. Turnip. Be found. Put in a turnip. Pieces. Definition. Yeah. The thing is, this is a 3-year-old game with this no one with the typo. This game has been out for a while. This is the typo just sitting there. I'm aware it means torn up pieces of shirt. It's just the fact that the typo has just been here for years and no one thought to point it out, probably. I mean, it's just a typo just staring me in the face. I'm surprised by the typo. Folks ain't perfect. Not perfect, you say?
I've been calling you and texting. I was worried about you, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I was really mad.
You could have told me, though. I would have given you space. Is that funny to you?
Yeah, kind of.
Can you explain the joke for me? I don't get it.
That's the exact thing I was afraid of, you know? Like, I didn't really need to give you a reason to avoid me, except the one time you want to talk.
That's not fair, Caprice.
Maybe it isn't, but do you know how much it sucks to feel like you want nothing to do with me?
I'm sorry, okay? What do you want me to do? I'm not perfect.
I'm not either.
Yes, I played that whole part just for that one line. Grabbing one of the torn up pieces of old shirt and handing it to her. She seems to be cleaning off some part of the engine or another. Anything interesting happening at school? Not really. The schoolwork isn't too hard so far. Our friend wants to start a club. A club, huh? That's cool. What kind? An art club, apparently. I'm not really sold on it, though. I need to study, and she really came up with the whole idea by herself. It's basically came up with the idea herself. Rose passes the rag back and puts the part in place, motioning for me to hold it while she wrenches it back in. After a few grunts, the job appears to be done, and she puts the wrench down with a clang and turns back towards me. Life's not about studying. I know you were a teacher's pet back in high school, but you could stand to be a bit more social. So, it's this again. This other downside of living here. With so much of my time spent alone with Rose, there's, for better or for worse, no easy way to escape her questioning. I know she has my best intentions in mind, though I'm glad to have someone around to help me get the grips with the adult life, even if I did find her intimidating at first. What was your life like? What was your college life like? Never had the chance to go. I'm left a little surprised as she gets back to her bike. I've only known Rose for a couple months now, but if anything happens to her, I'll kill everyone in this room and myself. So I'm still finding out new things about her all the time. Maybe get why I'm on your case about this stuff now. Not everyone gets the chance you have, so make the most of it. Go to the parties, get some friends, and find a boyfriend sometime. Even if it doesn't last, it'll be a start. But Rose, I'm gay! My family always pushed me to put some things aside and focus on my education, so that's what I did. The simplicity of life back then suited me just fine, and it worked out well going for my scholarship. I was never really interested in boys because I was so caught up in learning, is what I'd like to say, but I'm honest enough myself to know that's not the whole story. Seeing Eileen last week reminded me of that. Women like her women like her keep catching my eye. And then there was that painting of hers. As time goes on, that difference in what I like looking at gets harder and harder to explain away.
Allison?
Rag, Allison? I hastily placed a rag in her outstretched hand, Rose using it to try and rub some of the oil and grease off her hands. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I'm not straight. If that's truly the case, while I like to talk with her about it, I can never quite seem to find the right time.
You right?
Huh?
Yeah, I was just thinking how life is complicated.
Whatever you say.
Sure is. Hey, you brought that ice cream I asked for while you were out. It's in the freezer now. Why? How about we have some? Could use a treat after working all morning on this thing. She has strange ideas about what makes a good dessert in the cold winter, but I'm not going to stop her. As the two of us start packing up, and the peaceful day rolls by. Water boiling sound effect. Fuck. I press load. A loud yawn from Rose emanates from the couch. The droning of the television briefly overshadowed. The only other sound is the coffee pot boiling away from the kitchen, punctuated by the occasional passing car. only half awake and still acting an autopilot. I lazily wipe the sleep from my eyes as I stagger towards the door. The smell of rose toast wafts invitingly through the air, making me envious of her later start to work. I let out a loud yawn before I can stifle it, causing Rose to look over from the couch.
Hey.
Wow. Wow, you look like hell. Thank you. Stay up late playing on your phone or something? Doesn't look like you got an hour of sleep. My Rose is less than tactful about this. It's true that I shouldn't be so tired. I'm usually a morning person, but right now I can barely remember where I even put my phone. Rose picks herself back up from the couch as she finishes her breakfast, brushing toast crumbs off herself as she starts towards the kitchen. Just the neighbors being loud again. I'm surprised you didn't hear them. I may say that, but it's hardly any real shock when she sleeps like a dog, which I've always been jealous about. Rose puts down the plate in her hand, giving the matter more thought than I intended. The ones above us, right? Man, I'm sick of them. I'll go have a talk with them later today to get them to knock it off. Making a racket during the day is one thing, with the neighbors another, but the night's another. You don't have to do that. They might be quiet from now on anyway. She looks surprised, presently disappointed at my attempt to wave off her concern. You have to stand up for yourself sometimes, Allison. Waiting for things to blow over ain't always going to work. I wind up rubbing my neck and avoid outright answering. Apparently dropping the topic, she sighs and disappears into the kitchen after taking her plate again. I just don't want to cause a fuss, especially on my behalf. Is that really so bad? With time rolling by, I glance about. For real, for that indeed. With time rolling by, I glance about to see my phone on the corner of the table. Slipping it into my coat pocket, I skip over and grab my bag sitting on the door. As I stretched a bit to try to wake myself up before facing the cold outside, Rose calls out from behind me. Turning to see what she has, turning to see her shows a fistful of crumbled dollar bills in the hand thrust out towards me. Here, go have yourself an espresso or something on the way out. Jesus fucking Christmas. I'm having a time of my life right now. I'm having a time of my life trying to not die. It's a great time of my life. Trying to not god dang die. You know what's funny? You know what's, I don't do coffee. You know what's fun? I don't do coffee. Coffee makes you depressed. Coffee makes you depressed. Also, you want to know a fun fact that just happened, Possum? In me dying just for a minute? I was daydreaming, or for lack of a better word, daydreaming about Project Genesis. Specifically, when the floors were not pairing for, and I needed to go inside and go back inside the house in Project Genesis, the Genesis Project. I want to play more of that with Mari. It's very fun. It was very fun, very enjoyable. Someday. One day I will play again. It was very fun. It's a very fun video game. Though I'm a big nerd. It is very good.
Yay! Take us away, cutie! Don't let go, Miss Eve. That would be very bad.
I need to listen to her voice again real quick just to make sure I'm gonna get it correct, even though it doesn't matter.
Hey, this is Rose speaking. Hey, this is Rose speaking.
Hey, this is Rose speaking. Here, go have yourself an espresso or something on the way.
Huh?
That's fine, you don't have to. Just take it. You look awful. Oh, I know. Oh look, new rated delivery. Oh, I Possum. Someone was playing Twofold earlier, and they just finished playing They just finished their Twofold stream. I know this because there's the person they just raided someone. A little cat we know. A pink cat. They just raided a pink cat. They're playing Twofold. Yes. She was. I saw someone was playing Twofold earlier. I checked it out for like a minute. And walked out. She really does have a way with words. I hear a plate? This is my cup. My mug. My ceramic mug. A plate? Ceramic. Yay! Yay! Whatever still counts. Wee! 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 Also, Tomo doing Discord art drawing. Tomo drawing art on Discord. Tomo doing art on her Discord. I see preview. It's adorable. Tomo holding a giant pencil. Give me a second. Tomo have giant pencil. Tomo hold giant pencil. That is my final message. Save the world. My final message. I really gonna take the cash and slip it into my pocket, thanking Rose as I leave. As soon as I get out the door, weather hits me. Looks like it's going to be a harsh one. Harsh winter this year. With the cold of the snow dumping down being made all the worse by the chilly fog hanging in the air. Twisting my head to and fro to bury it in my scarf a little better, I set off down the road with hands firmly lodged in my coat pockets. There don't seem to be many people around that are brave in the winter, so not that I blame them. As the muffled sound of snow under tires ring out, a garbage truck rumbles by. It's only after worrying a few seconds that I remember I did indeed put the garbage out for collection today. Yesterday. Not today. Yesterday. Close enough. Reaching the campus, the welcome sight of a cafe nearby lifts my spirits. I've overheard students mention the coffee here is good, and it's conveniently right next to the campus. It's almost like they set up beside a college on purpose, so they would get more customers. It's almost like they knew that students are fucking sleep deprived. Imagine. It looks homely enough from the outside, and only had a handful of people inside at the hour as I peer through the windows. With a quick brush of the fallen snow off my shoulders and bag, I take a breath and walk in. The oak tree. It's the oak tree. A bell above the door rings out as I enter. The smell of coffee in the air combined with a homey style inside, making for an immediately cozy atmosphere. During the couple of people in line, I quickly rehearse the order in my mind to make sure I get it right. The barista, the cute little barista, who I pined for. The cute little barista. This nice smile towards the other patrons, making me trip over myself. I've never been great in dealing with strangers. She pines for a cute little barista.
I am so sorry. I'll make you a replacement right away. Just give me one
Awesome,
second
thanks.
and
Yeah,
I'll
please.
have that ready for you. Wait, I should clean this up before it dries and starts to go bad. I'm really sorry. This is such an embarrassment.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not in a hurry.
All right. Here's your drink. Again, I'm very sorry. Oh, this is your first time here, isn't it? Oh, I hope it doesn't leave a bad impression.
I am back. I want to put my empty mug away real quick. I returned with a not empty mug. I returned with an empty mug, as in the mug is in the sink now because it's soaking because I don't want it to stain forever with hot chocolate or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, because it's in the sink now, in the kitchen sink. It's not here. It's in the kitchen sink. Also, Possum's playing Sea of Thieves. According to Discord. So. Join the guild! Coming to the front of the line, I managed to blurt out my order of a latte with sugar and before I can mess it up. Oh, I thought he did. Okay. She smiles and takes my payment, leaving me to wait to the side as it's prepared. I briefly consider having it here, given how relaxing the cafe is. It's carp rice and wall ass. That's before I notice Caprice loudly chatting with a tall man sitting across from her. I'm surprised I didn't notice them. I must really be out of it. As the cute little barista slides the coffee cup towards me, I decide I'd better leave the two in peace and drink outside. Before I can, Cat Rice catches sight of me and begins excitedly waving her hand in the air.
Allie! Hey, Allie! Over here! Allie!
So much for that. Coffee in hand, I warily walk over to our table and look from one to the other.
Morning, Caprice.
Wallace. Upon Caprice moving her backpack off a chair and placing it on the floor, I take a seat.
Allison here is a good friend and one of the founding members of the art club.
The new art club.
The new art club. This is Caprice's rodeo, so I'm content to let her deal with the club as she wants to at this point. I just realized I need to put Futaba and Rat on my microphone stand now, because they're just chilling on our tablet. Now they're chilling on the microphone. Right, but it takes me a moment to realize she referred to me as a good friend in particular. We've only known each other for the couple of months since the semester started, but I'm a little glad she thinks of me that way. Like that.
I am some guy Caprice found.
Hi, I'm just a guy. I'm just a man who's trying to go home, even after all the years I've spent away. I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. I just wanna go home to see my son and wife. I'm just a guy Chris found.
He's our fourth member.
Not confirmed. As he sighs forlongingly, all I can offer is a stilted smile in response. Caprice looked so comfortable dealing with him that I assumed they knew each other already. Come to think of it, Caprice had no problem dealing with Eileen either, despite barely knowing her. I'm impressed at how she can talk to strangers with just the same confidence as friends. Maybe she even considers him one already.
So what'd you get up to over the weekend, Allie?
Just housework and errands. It's surprising how much time I spend on that sort of thing now that I've moved out.
I get what you mean. Thankfully, I split the work with my roommates.
It's my roommate that makes me want to pick up the slack. Caprice looks to Wallace for his input, making him part of the conversation.
I look after the family gun shop on weekends.
The what now?
Glamorous, but enough to get by on.
The family what now? Huh? That's a bombshell to drop on. Huh? I'm chatting mostly with him, Wallace quietly nods along, adding in a yeah or I see. As needed, I get the distinct feeling he's being talked at more than being talked to. Now that we're both sitting across from each other, I can fully appreciate how much of a bear this man is, cutting more of a foreboding figure thanks to his beard. I can already feel myself shrinking in response. For one to not stare at him, I turn to the coffee steaming away before him. A flat black with the lid taken off to let it cool faster. I can taste how bitter it is just by looking at it. Capra, is your phone. The conversation is suddenly interrupted by the phone going off. Apparently creases as her hand dives into the front pocket of her hoodie and retrieves it. Wallace and I just look at each other as she wanders off a few steps to take the call, unsure exactly what to do with ourselves. It only takes a few seconds before she returns.
Sorry guys, gotta go. Roommates need me.
Wait.
I'll see you two around. We've got much more to discuss.
With that, she grabs her backpack and skips out into the winter. Without another word, and she's gone. Going by her face, I'm more worried about this than she is. Left alone with Wallace, I sip my coffee for something to do. Glancing his direction, he looks more relieved than anything.
She means well.
I know she does.
Even if Eileen doesn't think so, I just have to keep telling myself that.
And now I'm glad I didn't say that. Much as I would like to leap to her defense, she's pushing this awfully hard. If he's trying to start a conversation, I feel I should at least try to reciprocate, rather than let him twist in the wind.
So, you and Eileen know each other?
He gives a nod after taking a long sip of his coffee. That must be so awfully bitter.
We're friends. Met when she was a freshman in high school. Caprice saw us together and made the connection.
Oh.
She's filled me in on this club business. I'm going to guess you were pulled into it?
Yeah.
Something like that. It kinda spiraled out of control. Sorry.
Wallace simply shrugs.
Not the first time clubs have been pushy about scouting members. I was actually thinking the whole thing might be good for Eileen. Her single-mindedness is her best and worst trait, really. I don't want to say please put up with Eileen, but I'm having trouble working out a better way to word that.
Fair.
She isn't a bad person, just driven.
Driven.
I'm sure you know someone similar.
I do shudder that her reaction would be... I do shudder what her reaction would be to being told that she and Caprice are similar in any way. I'm still not sure about dealing with her, but it's hard to deny someone worried about their friend. Wallace is content that he's managed to get his point across, silence hanging in the air as he thoughtfully sips his coffee. It reminds me that I should drink my own before it gets too cold as well. The weather outside is a harsh contrast to a nice atmosphere in here, which might be way more students are sitting to file in before school starts. The coffee's nice as well, so maybe I'll make this a regular spot. If I can afford to, that is. As for my companion, I think I'm starting to see him in a better way. He's just concerned about his friend. Maybe he's the gentle giant type, who isn't that threatening at all. With his cup empty, he sets it down, while sits back to savor the last of its taste.
Well, I've said my piece. Caprice will probably give up on me, but you and Eileen are another matter.
Caprice is a good friend. I can handle her. It was nice meeting you, Wallace.
I quickly repeat his name to try and engrave it in my memory. I've no doubt I'd instantly forget it, otherwise he's probably overly hopeful when it comes to Caprice, though.
Thanks. You seem nice, so hopefully Eileen will ease off a bit.
Hopefully, we say as if I don't already know what she does. He levers himself off the chair with a grunt, taking a glance around outside before grabbing his scarf and hat once more.
Good luck with class.
Thanks. You too.
Oh, what the fuck? With that, he leaves the cafe, while sliding past someone coming in, staggering through the terrible weather outside as he goes. With next class so soon, I'd better finish his coffee off quickly. With that in mind, I concentrate on taking a big gulp. I take as big gulps as I can without looking unsightly. It's funny how one thing leads to another. Though it feels like a snowball has begun to start rolling, meeting new and interesting people since I started here. It might have taken a couple of months, but maybe I will manage to find some new friends. Maybe. Hopefully. Copium. Painting, painting, painting. Painting, painting, painting. With the weather turning worse and worse as the week went on, the library seemed like such a good place to oh, forever fell. Utaba, don't fall. The library seemed to be a good place as any to spend some time for lunch. Unfortunately, it looks like I was the only one who had the idea. Tomo was doing it. Oh, Tomo's working on her, Donathon, thing. Graphic, I think. Yeah. Definitely. While the library is bigger than my previous schools, it doesn't matter much when a large portion of the students are dumped inside. While my first choice would have been using one of the computers, that's obviously out of the question. Worried about looking like a dork as I loiter about, I start walking slowly through the library. Thankfully, nobody pays me much attention while I glance around from side to side for an empty table or desk. I need to dehydrate. Turner? Turner, you say? I'm gonna go dehydrate real quick, be right back. I returned from bio break, from my dehydration session. The students who are actually studying seem to be outnumbered by those gossiping with friends or catching up on sleep. Oh no, don't call me out like that. It's only in a far corner of the room that I catch a familiar face, albeit not necessarily a welcome one. Hello, Eileen. What up? How you doing? Ooh. Eileen sits hunched over a thick textbook, occasionally scribbling onto a small notebook beside it as her fingers stop every so often on one important part or another. It's hard to tell if she's annoyed or just studying hard. I consider leaving Eileen to her studying and braving the weather outside before she rubs her temple and looks down mournfully at a notebook. That pose is all too familiar for any student. I feel a little bad for her given the vending machine problems and how she wound up with Caprice and stuck to her. She doesn't seem to have any good luck. She might not be the friendliest person, but if I could help her a bit... No, Thomas worked on emotes. With Wallace's words weighing on my mind, I grimace and accept my fate as I begin walking to the otherwise empty table. She looks up and catches my eye as I come near, so I guess I'm committed to this now. Afternoon. My existence has been noted. I don't think that could sound any more perfunctory, but at least she isn't shooing me away. Setting my bag beside my chair as I take a seat, I pull out my phone to check for any missed messages and switch it to silent before placing it on the table for me.
Hey.
Hi, surprised you're not in the art room. I don't live there, you know. Wouldn't it be more private than here, though? She lets out a long, miserable groan as her head sinks. Hardly difficult to work out what that means. Caprice wouldn't stop bugging me to join her drawing for some stupid theme. What was it? I wasn't really listening. Christmas scenes or something? She's barely even listening to me as she tries to wave me off. Caprice probably is scurrying around campus as we speak, hoping for someone to join her as a drawing partner. What are you studying? Math. It's been kicking my ass, so I need to get my head around it for these stupid Gen Ed classes. Eileen barely lifts her head up from the notebook as she speaks, looking over the table at her work. Various practice equations cover the notebook's page. I have to admit, I do admire Eileen's drive. I was just going to pass the time in the library reading, but seeing her work away has made me feel a little guilty. You wanna go at this stuff? Math? Math? Well, I ended up skipping the gen ed class thanks to my placement exams results. Someone spent their time studying like a good teacher's pet. Nothing like that. Math and science are pretty easy enough, so I ended up coasting along. I need to learn how to study now that I'm here. Eileen's eyes narrow. Maybe she wasn't exaggerating about her skills. After having such an easy time in high school, it's easy to forget that I'm the odd one out here. Of course, I'd put my foot in my mouth just as I was starting to break the ice with her.
Huh?
I mean, if you want, I could have a look at your work. She's hardly enthusiastic, but shrugs and moves herself a little out of the way. My curiosity has gotten the better of me, coming around the table and looking at the notebook from behind her. I take a gander at her notes so far. Let's see. Solutions on graphs. Fun. At least this is easy to read, given her meticulous handwriting. The more I check over her notes, though, the more the corners of my mouth drag down. She's done a good job showing her process in the first couple questions. Covering expressions looks right at a glance. When it comes to polynomials, however, the next two have odd leaps of logic, where the last meanders off into the wilderness. I realize I should say something to express how she's done so far, but the window of time to say something even mildly positive to soften the blow has long since passed. So it's like that, huh? She got some of it right. That didn't help. Polynomials do seem to trip a lot of people up, so she isn't catastrophically bad at this. Still, considering the first semester of Gen Ed subject is mostly viewing that what we did in high school, this isn't a promising start. Mind if I scribble on this a bit?
Sure.
Knock yourself out. I reach over and grab my pen from the other side of the table before hunching over her book and jotting down a couple of the notes. First up are a few pointers to where the first two polynomials went awry, before taking a parallel crack at the worst of them. Pausing for a moment halfway to check the logic of what I'm doing, I'm satisfied I'm on the right track as I finish it off. That was also right. Eileen flips over the textbook page on cue to check my answer, looking a little dubious as she does so. Vindicated by the matching result, I feel a good bit of relief at not making a fool of myself in front of her. At least one of us has a head on for the stuff. Doesn't it make more sense to you now? There's a thrown look at my scribbles on her notebook. Eyebrows furrow as she tries to pick up the reasoning. I can have a glance between my notes and Eileen as she looks over them. If she didn't project the order of wanting to be left alone all that time ago, just her looks and her style. All the time, just her looks and her style would probably attract people. It's so hard. I think so. You don't sound too sure. This is about as confident as I'll ever get with this math. So, don't worry, I'll have to pay you sometime. Taking that as a confirmation that my job is done, I return to my seat as Eileen leans back in her chair. It's nothing really. You should ask your professor, though, if you're not confident doing polynomials. Needing to ask them doesn't mean that I want to. Given how frank she is, I guess this must be a matter of pride rather than shyness. Maybe that's where her stubbornness comes from. Why waste your time here, anyway? Don't you have some friends to do friend things with? I only really know Caprice. Met Wallace the other day, though. So that brat was trying to drag him into the club, too. Wallace may think it might be a good experience for her, but Eileen's disdain for Caprice is going to be hard to overcome. Hear my phone vibrating on the table. I quickly pick it up to see who's messaging me. I quickly force myself to keep a poker face as the name comes to interview. She must have given up on art out of loneliness. If Eileen's are avoiding her and I'm here, I'm not terribly hungry, but I should probably get at least a sandwich or something from the cafeteria before classes begin. Big news, Ali. Tell me, hey, want to grab something in the cafeteria? I quickly type an agreement. Taking that there, I lock phone once more.
Hey.
I might go to the I'm gonna grab lunch. Wanna come? Sorry, I already ate. Thanks for the offer, though. She's already back to concentrating on her textbook as she mumbles to the reply. It's probably for the best anyway. Give me a quiet farewell. I got my bag and put my phone back inside. As I pull it over my shoulder, though, Eileen looks up. By the way, I don't blame you for any of this stuff Caprice is pushing. You seem alright. So I'm alright. Perhaps I should accept that as praise came from her. Yes. Hell yeah, guys. We're winning. We're winning. We are alright. We're winning. We are winning today. Glad for our meeting having been somewhat successful. I say wave goodbye to head out towards the cafeteria. The gays are alright. This guy is so sleepy though. This guy here is still sleepy. Lovely! It also doesn't help that I'm just hugging two plushies at the same time. Trying not to fall asleep. No. As you do. You hug soft things, not fall asleep. Clearly that's how you do things, right? You hug Mimo's big soft head. The cafeteria is a little less full than the library. Stocks of food behind the counter are already running low on all the usual stuff. All the usual student favorites. With the line for food moving quickly, I managed to grab the last sets of sandwiches and move on. Ah, yes, of course. Hugging Nemo. The big softie. The big softie that's very well used as a pillow. A very weird pillow. Because it's the head. Standing about, I see Caprice sipping her juice. An empty tray before her. She sure eats fast. Glad for the company either way. I walk over and take a seat at her desk.
Hi!
Hey Ali, long time no see! We saw each other yesterday. How's it been going? How are your classes? Not too bad, it's all familiar enough for now. Not that everyone's doing as well as I am, but I unpack my sandwich and begin to nibble. My thoughts turn to the woman in the library. I feel a little sad for her. Eileen's struggle reminds me that I have to make it easier than some at times. Then there's the matter of her and the club. Setting my food back down, I decided to tackle this more directly than usual. If Eileen can be direct with others, so can I. I was thinking you meant for me to meet Eileen last week, didn't you? She's fun, isn't she? Something like that.
Yeah!
Are you giving me permission to slap you?
I'm giving you permission to learn. Now touch it.
I said to touch it, not to caress it. Ah! You didn't have to be so rough.
Fuck. Oh. Fucking hell. Ow. Fucking 40 minutes. Jesus fucking Christmas. Ah. 40 minutes. About that, well, more about Eileen. I'm not sure it's a good idea to be forcing people into this club. I'm excited to get things started, but just because her art's good doesn't mean she wants to be in a club. Actually, 40 minutes is enough.
Ollie.
And you say that because not really... You sound like you're not really into it yourself. She's sharper than I think. I give her credit for. And off guard, I have to stop and think as she sips at the last of her juice. The sucking sound, and she makes sure to get every last drop. Doesn't help. I can't say I'm enthusiastic about this. I mean, studying is exactly what I need to be. Studying is exactly what I need to be doing, lest I waste my scholarship. On the other hand, Caprice is my only friend right now, and I do enjoy spending time with her. As she puts down her drink with a satisfied breath, I know my answer. I can make time for it. I can make for it, yes. Gives a comically big sigh, missing my hesitation entirely. If this ends up only being between a couple of us, maybe it won't be too bad. As long as it's not a whole bunch of people getting involved. I want to do this for her sake as well, you know? And then look to be lonely, all by herself in that room. Huh? I hadn't considered that Caprice was coming at it from that angle. It makes me think a little better of her. What she says makes me reconsider Eileen's actions as in another light as well. I wonder how much of her reluctance around this isn't due to Caprice herself, but rather her feeling used by the other club for her art. See, that kind of talent makes me kind of envious, though, right? I just drew a bit in high school for fun. I don't think I could ever manage something beautiful like that. We kept chatting about Caprice's earlier words take firm in my mind. We may meet every school day and talk quite a lot. At least she does. But I realized just how little I really know her in spite of that. Maybe spending more time together wouldn't be bad after all. With time on my hands, thanks to the last class of the week finally being over, some quiet sketching would be nice. Would be a nice way to unwind. With that in mind, I make my way up to that room. Studying would be the proper thing to do, but I'm just too burned out. Not that this stubborn cold helps either. While most classes are winding down, the professor is aware that the looming holidays are a big distraction. Others have tried ramping up the workload to try to cover everything in their semester plans. I might be keeping up, but plenty aren't. With my bag tucked under my arm, I give a sigh as I stagger along the snowy path to the art building. It would be nice to feel like I'm doing more than treading water in class and society. And socially, not society. Stepping into the art building with its strung up decorations reminds me to look on the bright side. It's already in the middle of November, so not long into Christmas and being back with my family. I'll be thankful to be back with them. Even to the rest of the holiday period is a waste. It's a wash. I managed to angle around a chatting group of friends blocking the hallway and start up the stairs without bothering them. And their small success. I briefly wonder if Eileen's in the art room as I proceed along the second floor hallway. Her paintings are always nice to see, but whether she thinks of me as just another pain like Chibi's Caprice weighs on my mind. Open the door to the quiet room. I can't say I'm surprised at the sight before me. Of course she was going to be here. Anne's eyes glance over as I gingerly shut the door behind me, ending up being the only acknowledgement of my presence at all before she gets right back to work. Hello. Curiosity about what she's painting gets the better of me. I just realized you're just fucking throwing things at me. I just threw a bunch of things at me. Fuck you. Earlier.
Allow me to be the first to say. Hiya, Papaya.
Hiya, Papaya. Back at ya.
Sure.
Hey.
Is it okay if I watch?
Sure.
Go ahead. Doesn't bother to look at me as she says it, but doesn't sound reluctant either. So I scooted over and sit myself on a table as quietly as I can. Eileen's brush continues to flick to and fro as she works on the background. So, Chris is a no-show? She said she had to go somewhere with roommates. Shoulders slump as she sighs, relieved. Do you really hate her that much? Believe me, if I hated her, you'd know. I'm just glad to have some quiet. It's hard not to take that as a thinly veiled implication that I should be quiet as well. Wallace might not be wrong about Eileen means well, but that doesn't make her any easier to talk to. Something on your mind? You're really good at this. It'd feel weird to say I've been talking about Eileen behind her back. What I said is true, though. I'm impressed she can carry on a conversation while working. And I like how this paintings turn out.
Thanks.
Been doing it for a while. As a hobby? If anything works out, hopefully as a career. Artist or teacher, aiming for the latter. That does explain her persistence at working away to get better, wanting to be a teacher, though she gets the feeling of a drill sergeant more than an art tutor. Tube's out. And he gets up and places her supplies on the sill beside her, opening the cupboard and fiddling around a bit. Before long, she emerges with a new tube of crimson paint in hand. Rather than get back to painting after closing the door, though, she instead turns to me. So, what about you?
Huh?
Sorry? What are you doing once you escape this place? I don't really know. Still trying to figure that out. I feel like I failed a test as I trail off, but Eileen doesn't seem worried. You're still young, so there's a good few courses to look into here. Just try ahead at whatever comes up until something grabs you. There are plenty of worse ways to spend your time in college. You're smart too, so you have it going for you. I awkwardly smile at that praise. I've never been good at knowing how to handle compliments. She may say that, but the fact that Eileen's so set on a career, yet only seems to be around my age rubs in my lack of direction. I'm still patting myself on the back for managing groceries. My parents always told me to do whatever I set my mind to, but it was so easy to tread water for me that I've never really bothered trying to swim. Sounds like you have a nice family. I'm to respond, the memory of them give me the familiar pang of homesickness all over again. I might have found time to call Mom yesterday, but it just isn't the same. You okay? Yeah, just... I miss them. Everyone's here. Well, everyone here is going through the same thing. You as well? I'm his sister, yeah. She's probably fine, but that doesn't make it easier. Mom and Dad too? To be honest, things have been easier between me and my folks since I moved out. Huh. It's hard to imagine being on such bad terms with my family that moving away was better. The best thing about Christmas will be the chance to see them again. But Eileen doesn't seem particularly fussed about it at all. Then we get a ponder, and Eileen gets back to her painting. I get the feeling she wouldn't be this gracious to Caprice, so she seems to think a little better of me at least. She's let me near.
Not boring you, am I?
No, not at all. I like watching you paint.
She pauses a moment before continuing. It's only for a second, but I saw hesitation there. Did I say something wrong? The moment passes as soon as it arrived, and his brush returns to the canvas. The other students appear to have left by now. The orange-stained room, silent save for her work. The building is just a little cold, but that's fine. As the minutes roll by, I end up watching her for a while as I swing my legs. I almost forget I came here to actually draw, but that doesn't matter. Watching a painting slowly progress is more than enough. Oh, so let's take a moment. Just hello. Look at that giant gap. Every so often, she mixes a dab of this paint and that on the wooden palette beside her. The side of a hip is traced out, the light bouncing off a waist shaded, or a flowing strand of hair detailed with defined tip. I can't help but admire her ability to set a goal and stay true to it, knowing exactly what she's working towards at this stage of her life. If only I had an ounce of that ambition Eileen has.
I might go to a cafe nearby to grab a coffee. I'll be back in a bit.
Tired?
Yeah. Sorry to distract you from your work.
Glad for the company. Have fun.
With that, I hop off the table and start towards the door.
Oh, wait.
Voice stops me in my tracks just as I'm about to go. It'd be great if she decided to come as well. Here's an order.
Could you grab me a coffee too? Espresso, straight. I'll give you some cash when you come back.
So much for that. But hey, this is progress, you know? Just doing a thing. The cafeteria hums away as students walk amongst themselves, the room having mostly filled up by now. The thought briefly passed in my mind that winter must be great for business, given this being the closest place for cheap food during bad weather. Some smears on the edge of the plate are all that remains of the mostly cooked pasta served today. What's left for my accompanying soda bubbling away while I pass some time browsing the site in that. As I read, a shadow suddenly looms over the other side of the table. Looking up from my phone reveals a very familiar figure. Eileen peers down as she stands at the opposite side of the table. A large plate of food steaming away in her hands. The Fresh pasta sauce is strong enough to smell from here. Oh, could you sit there?
Hi.
Sure. I quickly set my phone down as she takes a seat and arrange my tray on the table arranges her tray on the table, happy that she'd chosen to sit with me. I glance around to see if anyone's with her makes me realize why she probably chose to sit here. The cafeteria is practically full, and this is simply the nearest table with available space. Awkward. About to take her first gulp of food, Eileen's fork halts mid-air before saying something. Cold any better? Yeah, clearing up now. Good to hear. With that, she starts on her pasta and salad. As I take my phone to browse some more, and Eileen calmly eats the average at best cafeteria food. It feels as though there's no need to chat, just fill the air. That silence between us is becoming more comfortable. That is, before I get a message. No. Can't make dinner. Work sucks. Looking away at the browser app, I take a quick look. You were getting groceries yesterday, right? Anything in the fridge? Seconds tick by as I wait for a response. A sense of concern starting to take over. Rose? Rose? Sorry. Rose. Bert needs me. See you later. Rose, is there food in the fridge? I need to know if there's food in the fridge. Ma'am, please. I'm gonna starve. All I can do is sigh and slump down in my seat as I lay my phone on the table. Eileen looks at me in a puzzlement, her fork hovering near her mouth.
Huh?
Bad news? Roommate forgot to get groceries. We're out of food. Can't you just grab a burger on the way home? That would be the plan if it wasn't nearly through my allowance. If I wasn't really through my allowance, I'd just look away and groan. Not up to upright saying that I'm broke. It's that bad, huh? At first glance, she shrugs off as she gets back to eating, but she seems to actually be in thought after watching her a bit. Whoa. Eventually, after finishing her food, she speaks up. I guess I was cooking some extra anyway. You can come over for dinner if you want. It's within walking distance. The suggestion is enough to make me jolt upright in instinct. What? It's your place? Yeah, should be fine, right? You okay with stir fry?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. Sure, whatever. Just don't make it weird. Considering the discussion over Eileen goes back. Considering the discussion over, Eileen goes back to finishing off her food without much concern with what she has just said. Maybe she does have a good side. Stepping before the large black door, I repeat the address Eileen gave me to reassure myself I've come to this right place. Truly the way to win a girl's heart. What a time. Eileen's definition of walkable is apparently rather different than mine, still catching my breath from the hike. Thank you, possum. I thought I was going to be fine, but my nerves are... Thank you, Olivia. I thought it was gonna be fine, but my nerves are getting the better of me. Now that I'm here. I'm going into a new stranger's home after all, and it will be just the two of us. In school, we just happen to be around each other. But this is entirely different. Let's in the hall to make sure nobody's watching me awkwardly loiter around. I take a moment to appreciate how nice your apartment building is. This is a nice area, and everything inside is immaculate. Even the hallway carries a slight scent of cleaning products. Out of excuses to stall any longer, I take a breath and gingerly press the doorbell. Its muffled chime ringing out from behind the door. I run my hands through my hair one more time to make sure I look presentable as footsteps come to the closest door. The plain wood door swings open, answered by Wallace. Not Eileen.
Hey.
Oh, evening. Before I can ask if I got the right apartment, he turns around. Allison's here. Wallace jerks his head around for me to follow. I obediently do so, still too confused to get a word out. And he didn't mention he would be here. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I should be relieved it's not just the two of us. Mixed messages. Barely noticing the thud of the door closing behind me, I take a quick glance around. Wow, this looks different. These paintings are different than when I saw them in the future. I take a quick glance around her apartment as I place my coat on the counter. The first striking thing is how clean it is, and with everything put neatly in its place. Then again, aside from a few paintings on the wall that are probably her own, there's not much clutter around to clean up. The television, quite a decent size for a student, sitting on a cable news channel, riveting as the economic situation report is. It's barely audible over the clattering rice cooker cooking from the kitchen. As Wallace and I stride in, Eileen comes to her feet after having been on the couch. She lazily covers a deep yawn with her hand on her shoulder, as she does.
Hi?
Hi. So you managed to find the place. Welcome to my home, I guess. I'd introduce you to this guy as well, but it seems you two already know each other. Wallace and I exchange a brief glance. We just had coffee together once. Well, I did find his size intimidating at first. He seems a bit of a gentle giant figure now that I'm around him more. Looks like this isn't going to be dinner for just me and Eileen then. Taking one last glance around, the inside of her place is as nice as the outside. From the meticulous cleanliness to the trendy furniture. Her home looks more suited to a design magazine than a student living area. Your apartment really is nice.
Thanks.
I'd like to try and keep things organized.
Yeah.
Especially when visitors are over. Eileen glances daggers at Wallace, but he doesn't pay any heed. The two seem to have a good handle on each other. Moving on, Wallace just watch TV or something while we get dinner sorted. Can do. Thanks again for letting me have dinner with you. Don't get too comfortable. I'm going to make you work for your food. You know, that's fair. Eileen motions for me to come over with her, but the gesture was unnecessary given her commanding tone. Wallace gives a dreary glance as he follows his orders, and I quickly do the same. Grab. Whoa! I end up standing before a well-used wooden cutting board, taking the large knife Eileen offers before sizing up the variety of vegetables awaiting its blade. I don't think she notices my hesitation as she opens the rice cooker and gives the contents a stir. The two of us waste little time in getting to work, the sound of food being prepared filling the room. Unfortunately, it isn't long before I've earned Eileen's ire.
No.
Stop. My heart practically leaps out of my chest. I immediately freeze, hands retreating from the cutting board. Did I hand you a hatchet? No? Then why are you using that as one? It looks like you're trying to lop off some fingers. In response to my puzzled look, she takes the knife off me and starts demonstrating the correct technique herself. Thought you'd be more help than him in fixing this up. Look, curl your hand next to where you want to cut like this. Use a knife like a lever. Instead of wildly hacking away, we're making nice, small slices. Not some slasher B-movie scene.
Okay.
Right, I think I have it. Eileen hands the knife back, and after a breath to say to myself, I have another try. She soon starts frowning as I slice away, but at least she's not yelling at me again. I'm guessing you don't cook for yourself? Her eyes rest in the collection of lopsided shapes sitting before me. I'm lucky if I don't mess up instant noodles.
Huh?
I thought those were impossible to get wrong. I'm genuinely impressed. Do you do all your own cooking? Not like everyone else to cook for me. Heather. Healthier than living off pizza and burgers, too. What about Wallace? Aren't you roommates? No, he just loafs around here sometimes. I've tried to get him to help, but he's no better than you are. I'm always feeding him and letting him crash on my couch. He even bugged me for free pictures for his writing. She sets down her knife and entering if not depressing thoughts. Maybe we should just become roommates. I think I'm starting to get the hand on their relationship. As strange a pair as they might be, the stern and uncompromising Eileen and gentle giant Wallace seem like they're a compatible couple. But I'm gay. I'm surprised you're not. I thought you might be together. Nope. Just friends. So much for that. She waves away the idea so easily that it must have come up before. In fact, back in the cafe, Wallace seemed quick to clarify that too. Wallace's voice pipes up from behind us.
You know, it's not often Eileen invites someone else over for dinner.
I don't invite anyone over for dinner. You just show up most of the time. Including now, actually.
Oh, so it was supposed to be a date.
I've had to put up with him like this since high school. I guess no one else would.
Objection! I'm the one who puts up with you.
I'm the one currently holding a knife.
Objection withdrawn.
With that, she goes back to quietly watching television. I'm starting to get how Eileen deals with others in general. She simply has no filter when it comes to stating what she believes to be true. That can be a problem just as much as shyness, though. Thinking back to when we met, the only reason I didn't write the episode with her off is Caprice and Wallace nudging me afterwards. But here she is, looking after her friend and providing me with a meal. It took a while, but I'm glad I met her in the end. Perhaps that's why it's a little worrisome that she lives alone like this. You normally do all this without anyone's help? You don't need to say that. You don't need to say that it's a bad thing. There's all sorts in the world. Some are better with people than others. Being alone suits me. I'm not gonna afford it. You know Caprice though, don't you? So you're not completely alone besides Wallace. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Tell me, how did you and Caprice meet? We were sitting at the same table for a biology lecture, and she started passing me notes during class out of the blue. Once we started talking afterward, she didn't really stop. Ah, I see. That's the way it goes with her. Once you get caught in her orbit, she doesn't let you go. Chris isn't that bad. She's a sweet person, just high energy. She has a non-committal grunt before getting on with her cooking, but I do wish she'd give her a chance. Carice does only mean the best for her. Moving away from that, could you grab the plates and glasses? These shouldn't take long to fry. Root beer, please.
No.
Water's healthier.
Allison.
Save me from this woman. All I could do is give a weak smile. Much as I'd like to give him what he's asked for, following Eileen's orders would probably be for the best. With all of us well and truly full, we sit around the table and savor the meal we've had. It was the best food I've had in a while, since it was neither takeout nor cooked by Rose. Having sent a text message to her for a pickup, all that's left is to run down the clock as the evening wears on. Looking at the apartment, I point to one of the paintings on the wall. Did you paint all these? Yeah. Really need to find something else to put up there, though.
Huh?
But why? They're really good. I appreciate the thought. All of them have dumb little mistakes, though. Just needed something to make the walls less bare than when I moved in, and never got around to replacing them. You like painting people in particular, don't you? Just into portraits and figures. Modern art, all well and good, but I started with figure drawing and ended up attached to it. Bodies are pretty fascinating when you think about them. Really think about them. That is, I've spent days just sitting there, sketching, trying to work out how the muscles fit together, how lighting interacts with the skin and all that. The way she rattles off her thoughts with such feeling gives away how much she cares about the subject. I can't say I take it quite as seriously as she does, but I can see where she's coming from. Interesting. Interested in this stuff, Allison? Me, I just drew a little in high school. Passing the time, that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. I switch on my tablet, and Eileen gives pointers sometimes. Maybe I should throw you to the wolves and tell Caprice you like doing art as well. You wouldn't. I'm thinking about it. I can't help but giggle a bit at the two of them. Yet, even as they do, there's a small pang of envy there. I can empathize with Eileen, keeping her group of friends small, but I do wish I were closer to her. In more ways than one. She's who I wish I could be. The familiar sound of a motorbike's horn can be faintly heard from outside, bringing an end to both our thoughts in this little outing. That for you? Give me a nod. I get up from my chair and collect my coat from Eileen's helpful hand, quickly throwing it over myself.
Thank you.
Thanks for the tonight. It was nice. In my way to keep Rose waiting, I wave Wallace goodbye as I take my leave, with Eileen coming along to see me out the door. Got everything with you? I quickly find myself around my pockets to make sure. Phone, purse, keys. They all seem to be there. Oh, I'm missing something. Your number. All good.
I'll see you then. If you want to come around again, feel free.
If I'm not too much trouble, that'd be nice.
I do a poor job at hiding my happiness at the offer. My reply just a little too quick to sound natural.
Believe me, you're no trouble. It honestly does me good to see you a bit more upbeat.
I turn my head a little at the odd idea.
You just seemed kind of skittish before, but now you're all sunshine and rainbows. It suits you.
Sorry. I'm a bit shy.
Not to mention, a bit homesick. Being able to talk with friends outside of school was nice. It was a nice change. Not to mention having a homemade meal, even if it didn't help that much. Even if it didn't help that much, it did take my mind off things. Eventually, as my mind slowly managed to get back into gear, I muster the words to say what I want to tell her as I get past being so flustered.
If you don't mind me being around for dinner, maybe being together in a club wouldn't be so bad.
She hesitates for a good few moments, making me doubt myself as I offer the suggestion as carefully as possible. She knows I like her as a person, so hopefully she can look past her previous experiences. Just to begin to think I've overstepped the mark, she gives an almost communicably long sigh. The horn sounds again in the distance. Silence reigns, but my foot stays plastered as she comes to an answer.
Fine. Tell Caprice she can have her dumb club.
Thank you.
Just don't make me regret it.
Yay, we got a club. With an enthusiastic nod and a wave, I start off down the hallway once more. Eileen is appearing into her apartment as I look back. Even as I walk down the hallway, my steps somehow feel lighter than they did as I entered. Being around others usually makes me exhausted, but right now, I feel more comfortable than ever. The usual place.
Wallace!
It's nice to see you again. How's it going?
No.
I'm not joining the club thing, if that's what you're thinking.
Come on!
But word on the street was that pizza was involved. Besides, I don't think I can deal with both of you without some backup. I'm not that much trouble, am I? Remind me who persuaded me into agreeing to this again. She's got a point. You're the last person who should be agreeing with her. Smiling and sitting back in the old wooden chair, I take a look around the noisy room. Everyone inside must be thankful for the heating being turned up. The weather outside having been freezing before we entered. There's a certain charm to the restaurant, given its exposed, aging brick wall and wooden furniture, however hard it might be. It takes a bit of speaking up for us to hear each other over the busily chatting couples and groups around us. But like Dad said, the more people at a restaurant, the better the food will be. I notice Eileen eyeing Wallace's beer in an unsettled manner. The large glass promising away. Perspirating. Well, I can read. Perspirating away, like in a commercial. He'd taken his apparent age as just his beard making him look older, but I guess he really does have a few years on us. Man, I miss beer. It goes so well with this. Well, also, you're far too uptight to do something like underage drinking. Remember the trip to Europe me and my friend took last year? You think I just drank soda over there? Well...
Seriously?
I was in... I was in Munich, Wallace. I mean, really. Chris and I can only smile at her little lecture. Don't be sad, Eileen. It's only a couple more years. Then you can drink all you want. Look of pure and unrelenting disdain Eileen gives her at being reminded of the way it goes gleefully ignored, which is probably for the best. Pizza! Our chat is interrupted by the arrival of a waiter and a weedy young man clad in a plain red and black uniform. It's impressive how well he maneuvers all our pizzas and slides onto the table, all our mouths watering as they steam away. With a curt, "Please enjoy," he leaves us to our feast. That's a lot of pizza. We got a pepperoni. We got a mushrooms, pepper, onion? And is that broccoli, maybe? We've got... I think that's pineapple and ham. And then we got... bacon? Question mark? Jalapenos? Yes. That's clearly what the pizzas are. Also, is there ham on this? I think there's also ham on this oh, this is a pepperoni, sausage, and ham. Hell yeah. Look at you go. Damn, they're fast here.
Exactly.
Best pizza place in the city. How many have you actually tried? Doesn't matter since I've already tried this place. She says, busily shoving a slice of pizza in her mouth, Eileen starts on her own, on hers, but mine catches the eye of Wallace.
Huh?
Vegetarian? You're not a leaf eater, are you? He says this with genuine concern in his voice. You're not a leaf eater, are you? I had stir fry with you, like, literally a few days ago. I just like the taste. Hello. Thank you for summoning Aino. Look at you go. The answer satisfies as he goes to work on his own. The fact it's a meat lover's pizza is less than surprising. You're not a leaf eater, are you? Right? Think you can take the wallet hit for tonight? Think you can take the wallet hit for tonight?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. No problem. It's a little sad how obviously she's trying to convince herself of the fact. The only reason I'm not having a quick check myself is because I budgeted the trip days in advance, and even Wallace looks like he's doubting himself a little. Such is life of a struggling college student. Sure is. I really need to get a job. You don't have one already? You don't have one either? I'm planning to get one. And when will you?
Huh?
Soon! Soon! Eileen just grimaces. She got me. How I was working at the store, Wallace. Not exactly riveting, but it's a living. As I turn to Eileen, she just shrugs and she pulls out another slice. No problem. And no excuse like studying, but I'm a slacker, like Caprice. Given her apartment, it's a surprise that she could afford to live in that area and pay her tuition at the same time. I have to admit, I am envious of how she seems to have her life together. I've never met someone so independent, yet doing such a good job at it. Wallace momentarily brings his phone up to check the time, spurs Caprice into action. She twists around in her seat, fussing around with her coat, and draped over the back, takes everyone's attention.
Caprice.
She finally rights herself after a few moments, her own phone proudly in hand. Let's exchange phone numbers. As a club, we have to stay in contact. I quickly turn to grab my phone while Caprice tries to talk a very reluctant Wallace into going along with her plan. His dreary look makes me feel a little sorry for him, especially as he cracks and gives up. At least she and I are already sorted. It wasn't long after we met that Caprice asked to exchange contact details with me. I take my phone in hand and look to Eileen instead, who looks up from eating with little interest. Don't want to? She just shrugs. I feel kind of deflated a little from the excitement from earlier, having overestimated how close we'd managed to become. I don't really use it much. Reading the room as she glances about, she reluctantly pulls out an ancient-looking flip phone. I can't help but stare in stunned silence at such a relic. Wow, flip phones. Crazy. It's not that weird, is it? I just never had a use for a fancy one. It's definitely weird. I was gonna try to get everyone on the group messaging app, too. What's wrong with calling? You know that the thing phones were used for? Made for? Thoughts I had of possibly messaging Eileen started to vanish. I can't imagine her actually wanting to text anyone with that thing, and even the idea of calling somebody fills me with anxiety. As for Eileen, I think I might have inadvertently disappointed her by not tempering Caprice's reaction. With a quiet falling over the table, we end up concentrating on our cooling pizza rather than our phones. So, I was right? Best pizza place? At least Caprice's endless enthusiasm and bright nature come in useful sometimes. The mood instantly lifting. You were right. Wallace gives a thumbs up as he tries to grab some cheese coming off the slice. Slice he is working on. They don't skimp on the toppings, do they? Alright. Listen up, everyone. My first executive decision as club president coming here is now a regular event.
No.
Don't try your luck. You've got my art room and a warm body for the numbers you needed. That's all. That's it.
Eileen.
Don't cold. I'll come here with you, don't worry. See, Allison? See? Allison's a true friend. I ain't your friend. She slips her arm under mine and pulls us together tightly. Not knowing how I should react, I end up nervously smiling while feeling myself flushing from the contact. I guess I'm just happy to hear her call me friend. At least you've got Caprice with you as company during the day. For better or worse. Come on, Eileen. You're not jealous, are you? You and I can hang out at the club all the time now too. Are you trying to make me reconsider it? Caprice satisfies herself with pouting as she takes a big bite of her pizza. Eileen might have agreed to the club, but I do wonder the two ever really get along. It's probably for the best that I'll be around to mediate. I'm glad things turned out this way in the end. Something about Eileen feels different from my high school friends. Or Caprice. Every time we become a little closer feels like a small victory. As Caprice grins at me, I realize that I'm smiling widely. I guess things really did turn out well.
Hey, Eileen?
Yes?
How do you say cheers in Germany?
Usually Prost. Why?
She looks suspicious until Caprice raises her glass of lemonade, the other side of the table groaning loudly as I've already begun to lift my glass in preparation, now left awkwardly dangling in midair.
We're not doing this.
We are doing this.
Come on, this is a celebration, right?
Wallace, help me out here.
No, you're alone. You're on your own here. Wallace pauses, a piece of pizza hovering before his mouth. His dreary stare down makes it clear that he's here for the pizza alone, and not having a bar of this. A disappointed Eileen lets it drop. The neutral party going back to his meal.
You're still here celebrating, though. See? Allison's all in for it.
Well, that's one way to drag me into it. All I can do is awkwardly smile and apology as the others grimace. While they might hesitate to follow our diminutive new leader, Wallace and Eileen begrudgingly lift their glasses in solidarity with me. Even if her enthusiasm might not be matched, there is some sense of camaraderie between us all. As I raise my glass, I realize that a familiar feeling is no longer weighing me down. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel the unease of loneliness. In the end, maybe that's enough for me to toast this new club and the friends in it.
To our new art club. Prost!
Prost.
Woo! Falling snow. We did it! We finished on time! Look at us go. We finished a whole ass act. Pog. Woo! Even with that 40-minute interval. Even with that 40-minute disruption. We made it in time. Look at us go. Just make sure I have... I want that one on. I don't need that on. The 40-minute interruption. So that was Act 1. Pog. We finished Act 1 of First Snow. Not bad. I almost closed the game already. I will need it for background music. Yes. That was good. I'm enjoying it so far. It's very nice seeing. Go commit decisions. What the I look at my phone and see go commit discussions. Huh? That's confusing. Anyways, yes, that was we did Act 1. Done. Oh, there's a new reward. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot to look at. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot. I need to look at that later. That's a lot to look at. Good. Wow. Whoa, that's a lot. Anyways, yes, that was First Snow Act 1. There's just a ton of threads. Yes, I realized. A ton of threads. She did say she's gonna make a bunch of threads, but yeah. Anyways, yes, that was in fact Act 1. Not bad. Very enjoyable. Very fun. It's a sapphic story time, and then totally not dying. I'm probably gonna cut out the 40 minutes in the YouTube VOD, and also the VOD for later. We'll forget about the fact that you do things at me for a whole 40 minutes. Yes, we'll forget about that. Still checking anyone else live besides the one person. Checking things. Nope. Okay. Yes, that was all of Sapphic Sunday for today. We're gonna go raid this little pink cat. I misspelled her name again. God fucking damn it, every time. Every time I misspell her freaking name, as I'm great at this. So that was all for Sapphic Sunday today. I hope you enjoyed the first act of First Snow. Again. I say again because I'm very aware you probably played this already, and you've seen it already played. Yes, I will have a lovely evening. I will go do evening things. Yes, like cracking my knuckles. Tomorrow I have game. I have game for tomorrow. We're playing a new game tomorrow, probably. Yes, new game tomorrow. And yeah, that's I don't have anything big to announce, and that's really it mainly. That's all. That's really it. That's really it. Just new game tomorrow, probably. Yes. Hope you have a lovely evening, Possum, and everyone else still here. I will see you tomorrow.